As always, welcome back. Here for another tale? As usual, you needn't worry. I have one just for you. This one takes place fairly close to home, right here on Earth, though its true beginnings are far and astray from it. Right now, a set of circumstances has brought an interesting course of events. Here, we find the city of Everlight. Everlight, one of the largest cities in all of America, normally known for its glitz, glamour, rampant celebrities who all flock to live there in the golden beaches and sunlight, which is nearly a year-round circumstance. But normally, the city, as bustling as it is, might have some noise, but it's nothing compared to the racket being thrown up at this very instant, as explosions ring out from the depths of the city, screams of anguish and anger, echoing off of the massive skyscrapers that line the innermost interior of the city. There, someone is on a rampage. "Where is she?" he shouts furiously, a daunting figure with skin that glistens, sparkling, the light bouncing off of it, emitting beautiful, bright colors, in every color of the rainbow, as if he were colored and covered with a million trillion little sparkles. As he picks up a car, his hands gripping into the steel, bending it and warping it in his grasp, as he quite easily hoists the car up. "Where is she?" he exclaims furiously as he reels back with the car in his grasp and in a single motion hurls it, sending it hurtling through the air like a giant shot put, in no time at all colliding with one of the nearby skyscrapers, smashing through the outer wall and barreling into its structure. An explosion rings out as the flaming wreckage that remains collides into it, finding a resting place somewhere within the structure. How much destruction does it take? How many people have to die? Where is Superstar? He exclaims furiously as he charges down the street, lifting one arm and with a single side stroke, smashing it into a car parked on the side of the road, sending it flying into the building on that side of the street. Yet another explosion rings out. Fire and debris rain from it, scattering across his body, neither the flames nor the shrapnel seeming to have any effect on him, not even slowing his progression as he runs down the street, seeming to have no desire but to simply destroy everything, reaching to the side and grabbing a lamppost, ripping it from the ground as he commences to beating a car, furiously striking it with the lamppost over and over, warping both the lamppost and crushing the car, before finally throwing the lamppost to the side, reaching down, slamming his hands into the ground as he begins to lift, hoisting a massive chunk of pavement and sidewalk along with it, ripping it from the ground as he clutches the massive chunk of concrete and roadway, whirling around in a circle for a moment before once again hurling it, sending it flying into a nearby structure, smashing through the outer wall. People scream from everywhere. Anyone nearby runs in a panic. Cars pull themselves to a halt or try their best to speed by, foolishly as it is, as the figure takes no hesitation in grasping the speeding cars, hurling them into structures as well, ringing out with explosions, as everyone around can feel nothing but fear. A cop car pulls up. Quickly, the officers inside get out. Armed with the heaviest weapons that they can afford, they begin firing, The bullets bounce off, having no effect against this person, this monster, as he quickly jumps through the air, leaping more than 60 feet to their location, landing with a smash that crushes the car beneath him. The sirens on top of the squad car give a rancid squeal as they cease to function. Quickly hopping off of the cop car, grasping it, the figure hoists it above his head and then begins to smash it into the cops, crushing each of them, one after the other. Again, a mad rage in his eyes as the smashing seems ceaseless. He crushes it until there's no car left to pummel them with, since they've long since perished, and there's really no point in doing it. Still, he continues until there's no car left to swing, and it flies to parts and pieces in his grasp. Where is Superstar? How many people have to die before she shows up? He exclaims once more, looking about the utter destruction in his wake, as suddenly there is a bright flash of light that emanates from the sky, as a stream of yellow light flows down like a bolt of lightning, streaking and impacting the ground nearby. A resounding smash as a brilliantly bright yellow figure stands from the craterous location of its landing. The figure of a woman, fairly average in height, by the looks of it African American, long dreadlocked hair tied into a neat bow behind her head, bright yellow and fairly stylish attire adorn her figure. A woman with ample body stands from the crater that she landed in. That's enough, Hector. Stop, she exclaims. Well, it's about time you got here. I was wondering whether I'd have to tear this entire city apart before you showed up. What are you doing, Hector? She replied, frantically, as if she was trying to reason with him. This isn't you. I know that this must be hard for you. Hard for me? He replies furiously as he takes a few steps forward, his feet crushing into the concrete roadway beneath him, reaching out with one hand as he grasps a vehicle in his path, simply tossing it aside as if it were barely there at all, like someone throwing a chair out of their way, as it smashes into the sidewalk nearby. You don't know the beginning of hard. You understand? Don't make me laugh. This is your fault. You did this. Look at me, he replied, staring at her furiously. Hector, I was trying to save your life. I wanted to help you. Oh, well, wonderful job there. You helped me become a monster. I feel nothing. I can't feel it. Nothing in the world. Not the warmth of the sun, the feeling of my wife's skin, the touch of a woman, the tears of my daughter, even pain. I feel nothing. I've been robbed of every sensation, and more than that, I think I've been robbed of a part of my soul. I don't know who I am anymore. Nothing makes sense. It feels like every spark of humanity that ever existed inside of me is just fading away. And the only thing left is rage. I hate you. It's all because of you. If you really wanted to help, you should have just let me die, he shouted furiously as he began a mad charge towards her, lashing out with an overhead right as she reached up, catching the fist in her grasp. Shock waves erupted from the location. Her feet crush into the concrete beneath her. Spider fractures ring out from the location, stretching out like snakes in every direction. as he swings in with the left. Once again, she reaches up, catching it. The spider fractures continue to spread. Her feet dig deeper into the concrete beneath her as he presses down. This is your fault, and you're going to pay for it. No matter what it takes. I don't care if I have to burn this entire city to the ground. You're going to pay. In a rapid burst of speed and light, the figure's fists are pressed off to the side, sending off shockwaves as his arms spread wide, and the woman presses her hands forwards. A radiant burst of vibrant yellow light erupts from the location as a beam of glowing yellow fire erupts from her hands, propelling the figure back, launching him across the length of the beam, propelling him backwards countless hundreds of feet before he impacts the ground. A massive explosion erupts. Fire and flames shoot off in every direction. Cars go sailing through the air, clattering into buildings and falling to the streetways, bursting into flames as smoke begins to rise from the crater. For a moment, all is silent before a hand emerges from the smoke, reaching out and digging into the concrete below it, tearing through it as if it were made of nothing. This shimmering, almost crystal-like exterior pulling itself from the smoking crater, seeming unfazed by the destruction. Didn't I tell you? I don't feel pain anymore. And it's all your fault, he said as he grit his teeth, ripping his way from the crater rapidly, once again beginning to rush in her direction. This situation, the one that this golden, vibrant woman finds herself in, is of course partially of her own making. Her name is Superstar, and this is her story.